Yes, I know there's no net. Don't need one. Thank you very much. Hi, Matt from footballboots.co.uk, and today we have the brand new Nike Mercurial Superfly Techcraft. It brings the epitome of a modernistic technology with natural materials. The Techcraft edition has a K-leather layer that lays on top of the synthetic upper, and it's just there to enhance the touch and feel on the ball. Today we have the brand new canvas and vault colourway. It's the second edition of the Techcraft. So how does it compare to its standard edition? Let's find out. So the headline variance between the Techcraft and its standard edition is of course the leather layer that runs from the toe box over to the lateral side panel and into the medial side panel. We can see that it's got the stitching running into the lacing system, all across, lateral side panel, and finishes here. Now it's just that very thin layer of leather applied on top, which is going to enhance that natural feel and touch on the ball. It just gives some nice feedback when striking, touching and dribbling. It just gives you that kind of feel of its Tiempo counterpart, which kind of poses as the perfect epitome of a leather boot.
Wow!
So the comfort of the Techcraft isn't too dissimilar from its standard version. However, in hand and on feet, it does feel just a little bit softer. As we can see, as I'm pushing into the leather, it is quite soft and it holds its shape, whereas the synthetic would also pop up. So it does just feel a little bit softer in hand than on feet. So the comfort is actually pretty good. It's something that I'm a fan of. The fit, it's a little bit narrow in the midfoot. So if you are a wide-footed player, you might want to go for something else. You could go for the Vapor, which just does give you a little bit more freedom in that midfoot. But fit-wise, it is quite narrow, but then it does get a little bit wider in the toe box. Sizing, I've gone for my usual UK size 10.5, and it's perfect for me. It's dead on. If you are a player that wants something a little bit more snug, then you could go half a size down, but I'd recommend going true to size. Try and hit the bar, I think.
So in terms of breaking this Techcraft Superfly in, it's going to be very similar to a standard Superfly. Again, it's got that carbon fiber sole, which in hand is very stiff straight out of the box, but will loosen up over time. In terms of the leather on top of the Flyknit, again, it's going to take a few more sessions than the standard Superfly to actually break this boot in. The dynamic fit collar, like any other collared boot by Nike, will take a few sessions to actually loosen up and fully sort of stretch over your ankle. But in terms of break-in, a few more sessions than the standard Superfly. So in terms of design and colorway, this Techcraft 2 edition features a canvas and a vault colorway. In terms of personal preference, really I'm not a big fan. This canvas color is a very sort of light brown color. It's not golden like you see in some pictures. You've got vault in the back and vault on the sole plate. I love the vault by Nike in general, but the canvas on the front, really I'm not a big fan. I'm sure most of you out there aren't really a big fan of this design.
So the Techcraft edition matches its standard version by having a dynamic fit collar. It's there just to hug around the ankle and also comes into the lacing system too. Really creates that snug fit, a sock-like fit. It's a personal preference thing though, I don't mind it, but if players aren't a fan of the collar, they can also go for the Mercurial Vapor, which is just traditional low cut. As a look on the instep here, we can see that it's got ACC, which just runs across the upper and just creates that all conditions control, no matter what weather it is.
So in terms of responsiveness, with the Techcraft Superfly, it's going to be very similar to the standard Superfly. In terms of the soles, it's got the carbon fiber sole, which is quite stiff straight out of the box, but it's going to provide that really good snap back and really aggressive acceleration. Compared to the Mercurial Vapor Techcraft edition, it's got a nylon chassis. It's going to be a lot more flexible straight out of the box. In terms of bread cables, on both sides of the boot, they merge with the laces to lock down your foot in place. Very aggressive boot and very responsive boot. So what are we talking about in terms of the weight of the Techcraft Superfly? It ranges around 210 grams depending on the size you have. Flip it over to the standard Superfly, 190 to 200 grams depending on the size you have. So around 10 grams difference with the added K-leather layer on top. So really not a major difference, 210 grams, 190 grams, still decent for a speed boot. So in terms of protection on the Techcraft Superfly, the added K-leather on top of the flynet will help with protection a little bit, but overall it is a speed boot and you do have that exposed flynet on top of the laces. If you get a couple of heel studs on that, it's going to hurt a lot. So overall protection, it's slightly better than the standard Superfly, but not very good. So in terms of durability with the Techcraft Superfly, now we've been wearing the firm ground edition on artificial 3G surfaces, which I don't recommend. Just wear it on grass surfaces, on firm ground surfaces. And in terms of the leather, you will need to apply dubbing to take care of that leather and stitching, as the leather can actually wear over time, but overall it is a Nike product and it will last you a long time.
So after playing in the Techcraft edition of the Mercurial Superfly, let me tell you that it's a pair of boots that I'm a massive fan of. I love the standard fly wire cables and also the carbon fibre sole plate. It's something that I look for, that really high responsiveness feel. I really look for that. But the really headline feature that I'm a massive fan of and I love is that K-leather layer that runs on top of the toe box and also the side panels. And it is that K-leather layer stitched on there, really nice feeling when touching the ball down and striking the ball. It gives me a really nice feedback. So if you are a player like me that likes that traditional boot, that leather boot, this is a great option for you because it does combine traditional materials with modernistic technologies. The one problem might be the dynamic fit collar, but there is the vapor version for you. Please give us a quick like and subscribe, guys. That'd be great. I know most of you have done already. Thanks for watching. Cheers.